Most people usually think quitting sugar is all about fitting into smaller jeans or avoiding a crippling bill from the dentist. But the real headline act of a sugar detox is not happening in your mirror. It is happening right above your lower back, where two fist-sized, bean-shaped organs are currently working 24 hours a day just to clean up bad dietary choices. Luckily, if you decide to quit sugar right now, your kidneys possess an incredible ability to restore function when the constant stress of excess sugar is removed. But before you can understand the day-by-day timeline of how they recover, we have to look at the silent damage a high-sugar diet causes every single second. Most people do not realize that your kidneys process about 200 quarts of blood every single day to filter out waste. When your blood is constantly flooded with sugar, it becomes thick, sticky, and sludge-like. Imagine trying to push maple syrup through a coffee filter. That is exactly what you are forcing your kidneys to do every time you crush a sleeve of Oreos. So what happens when you remove sugar from the equation entirely? Let us map out the next 30 days. Days 1 to 3. The first 72 hours of cutting out sugar are notoriously difficult for your brain, which will literally throw a tantrum because it wants a caramel macchiato. But while your mind is suffering, your kidneys are finally catching their first break. When you stop eating sugar, your blood insulin levels plummet. High insulin forces your kidneys to hold on to excess sodium and water. The moment that insulin drops, your kidneys finally get the green light to open the floodgates. This is why during days 1 to 3, you may find yourself running to the bathroom every 45 minutes. You might think, wow, my diet is failing. I am just losing water weight. But that water weight was actually fluid retention that was suffocating your cardiovascular system. Your kidneys are aggressively dumping the excess sodium, lowering your blood pressure almost overnight, and giving your filtering units their first breath of fresh air in years. But once that fluid pressure drops, you enter the next phase. Days 4 to 7. The initial fluid dump is over, and now your body enters the dangerous territory known as the sugar flu. This often triggers temporary fatigue, headaches, and intense cravings. And you are highly likely to say one of 3 of the most dangerous sentences in health history. One little donut will not hurt. Maybe my body just needs sugar to survive. I will just work out harder tomorrow to burn it off. If you give in here, you reset the clock. But if you have the willpower to tell yourself no, a massive shift occurs internally. Your kidneys contain millions of microscopic filtering units called glomeruli. Think of them as a hyper-delicate mesh netting. Constant high sugar acts like a pressure washer blasting against this netting, tearing holes in it over time. By the end of week 1, because your blood glucose levels have stabilized, the blood pressure inside these delicate filters drops to normal levels. The tearing stops. This creates the ideal environment for your kidneys to begin focusing on repair. And as your body stabilizes, your energy returns, bringing you right into the next week. Days 8 to 14. Your energy levels begin to smooth out, and the constant urge to snack is fading. However, this is the exact phase where many people accidentally sabotage their progress by turning to heavily processed, sugar-free alternatives. You walk down the grocery aisle and see processed snacks, cookies, and bars with protein slapped across the front in giant bold letters, marketed as health items because they contain 0 grams of sugar. But if you look at the ingredients, they are loaded with synthetic chemical additives, thickeners, and massive doses of artificial sweeteners. While these chemical substitutes might not spike your blood glucose, they do not help your kidneys heal. Your kidneys are responsible for clearing foreign chemical compounds from your bloodstream. Flooding your system with highly sweet artificial snacks tricks your brain into expecting real calories, keeping your sugar cravings on life support. To give your kidneys a genuine break, stick to real, water-rich, whole foods. Food that contains actual water, like watermelon, cantaloupe, strawberries, cucumbers, and boiled eggs, takes time to chew, digest slowly, and provides a smooth, stable release of nutrients without forcing your kidneys to process synthetic food. Once you cross this threshold, you hit the halfway mark where the biological shifts begin. Days 15 to 21. If you went to a doctor at this point and got a blood test, they would look at 2 specific metrics: your blood urea nitrogen and your creatine levels. When your kidneys are overworked, waste products like creatine build up in your blood because the filters are too clogged to flush them out. By day 20 of zero sugar, your glomerular filtration rate, basically the speed and efficiency score of your kidneys, begins to steadily climb. Your kidneys are no longer wading through sticky sugar sludge. Because the blood is thin and clean, the kidneys can clear out waste products with a fraction of the effort. You will notice you wake up with less puffiness under your eyes and less swelling in your ankles. That is the physical sign of your kidneys successfully balancing your body's internal fluids. Which leaves us with the final stretch of the month, where you clear out the most painful thread of all. Days 22 to 30. In the final week of the 30 days, you achieve the ultimate goal: metabolic peace. One of the biggest hidden dangers of a high-sugar diet, especially a diet rich in high-fructose corn syrup, is the production of uric acid. When your liver breaks down fructose, it depletes cellular energy and creates uric acid as a toxic byproduct. High levels of uric acid in the blood travel straight to the kidneys, where they form sharp, agonizing crystalline structures. In simple terms, kidney stones. By day 30 of zero sugar, you have significantly reduced your body's uric acid output. Your kidneys are now operating in an environment of low inflammation, optimal blood pressure, and perfect fluid balance. If you have made it to this point, your healthy eating habits cease to be a daily struggle and instead become a routine. Eventually, you might even start to like how clean your body feels, at which point it is no longer a temporary diet choice. It is just your personality. Your kidneys do not demand perfection forever, but they do require you to stop drowning them in syrup. Give them 30 days of clean water, whole foods, and zero sugar, and they will quietly reward you with a lifetime of effortless energy, stable blood pressure, and optimal health. If you found this breakdown valuable, consider subscribing to support the creation of the next video.